Hey everyone, it's Joelle and I am back again with a new video this week. Today I'm going to be talking about how to get hired at Starbucks. So I'm here with a few interview tips and tricks for y'all, and yeah, definitely stay tuned for this video. So I started working at the Starbucks that was on campus. I worked there for about a year. It's what we call a licensed store, so I didn't get all the benefits that I would in a corporate store. And I can definitely do a video on that. Definitely leave a comment below if you want to see that video. After about a year of working on campus, I ended up moving to a corporate store in Del Mar, and I worked there for about a year as well. I actually ended up interviewing twice for Starbucks, and they both asked very similar questions, so I definitely have some good interview tips and tricks for you guys, and hopefully you guys can apply this to your interviews. And I really feel like these types of tips and tricks can apply to most service jobs. So the first thing you want to do to get ready for your Starbucks interview is to dress the part. You want to dress like you work there. And I mean, take that look and go just a little bit further with it, just so that you can put your best foot forward. But definitely, they'd like to stay on a darker color scale. So black, navy blue, dark gray, those types of colors. For the pants, you want to make sure that you're wearing like a dark jean or black pants. Again, sticking to that dark color scheme. Typically, baristas end up wearing a more comfortable shoe or like a non-slip shoe. But for your interview, it's definitely okay to wear something that's a little bit more dressed up, just so that, you know, you're actually elevating your look a little bit for your interview. A really good tip is to go into some of your Starbucks stores and see what the baristas are wearing and kind of pull from those colors and those like outfits that they have. So now that you've dressed the part, here are a few things that you want to get ready for your interview. I always recommend with any interview to get your resume ready. You know, I know that this is a service job, I know that it's just Starbucks, but there's a lot of people out there trying to get these service jobs, and Starbucks has really flexible hours and great benefits. So it definitely is competitive, so I recommend that you draft your resume, make sure that it's not longer than a page. Nobody flips through a resume. It should just be one solid page. You should definitely put skills there like quick learner, able to retain lots of information, able to work under pressure, able to work as a team. They really like those types of skills, so I definitely recommend playing to those skills in your resume. In addition to that, if you are a student or if you have a tight schedule, you want to make sure that you have a copy of your schedule ready. What I did for my interview is I had my class schedule laid out, and I also figure skate, so I had some times blocked out there where I would normally skate. And that way they knew that I was prepared, that I was serious about this job, and that I really wanted this opportunity. That's really the thing that's gonna set you apart from other interviewees. The next tip that I have for you guys is you want to make sure that you've thought about why you want to work at Starbucks. And I don't mean, oh, you love coffee. I mean, yes, we all love coffee. You know, we love tea, but there should be something more to that answer. Starbucks is all about their mission statement, you know, to help inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. So it's really important to play to that. You know, when I went into my interview, I was like, oh, you know, I really want to inspire. I really want to make people's day. You know, I really want to help make the moment right. And oftentimes, you know, you're the first person that people see in a day, and you can really change or shift the mood that someone is going through. You know, if someone comes in and they're having a really bad day, you know, I want to do my best to make sure that they leave that store, you know, feeling a little bit more positive about their day. And again, Starbucks like eats that up. They really love people who, you know, are personable, that are friendly, that are positive, optimistic. So really try to portray that in your interview. The next thing that you want to have prepared for your interview is a little bit about yourself. You know, have an intro. Most interviews in any place that you go, they're gonna ask you, so tell me a little bit about yourself. When they say tell me a little bit about yourself, this is your time to brag. Don't be self-conscious about it. Really brag. You wanna talk about what your skills are, what your education is like, if you're in any clubs. And you also want to throw something personable in there, something about, your hobbies. Try to make the interview interesting. They're going to remember you if you actually try to give them a little bit about yourself. So when I went in for my interview, each time, I would talk about, oh, I go to UCSD, I'm majoring in international studies business, I've been in school for about 3+ years. And then I also talk a little bit about my background. Oh, I've worked at Great Clips before, so I'm familiar with, ringing up people, taking phone calls, getting creating a friendly environment. And then I mentioned, oh, and I also figure skate. I love figure skating. It's something that I recently picked up, and it's something that keeps me motivated from day to day. So it's really gonna help you out if during your interview you throw something in there about yourself, something interesting, something that sets you apart from other people. Okay, so I already stated it once in this video, but the next tip that I want to give you guys is during your interview, try to use pieces, if not the whole mission statement, at some point in your interview. It's going to show them that you're really prepared. You looked up Starbucks, you looked up this company that you want to work for. It's showing that you're interested in the organization. And I always recommend this with just any job that you do. Look up their mission statement, see what their values are, and make sure that you're trying to touch on those values as you go through your interview. And the mission statement for Starbucks is to nurture and inspire the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. So playing along those lines and really touching on their mission statement, that's really going to get you some really good brownie points during the interview. Okay, so after the introductions and you talk a little bit about yourself and your availability, the interviewer is going to start asking you some behavioral questions. And this is always going to happen in these types of service jobs. With Starbucks, they're really about making the moment right. So they're definitely going to probably throw in a behavioral question like, explain a time when you had to work with a difficult customer. What did you do and how did you handle that situation? They're always looking for someone who is going to try to make the moment right. After you get hired at Starbucks, this is something that we use in our training all the time, and it's called latte. Definitely gonna help you out if you use this in your interview questions, and this applies to any behavioral question. So latte means listen, acknowledge, take action, thank the customer, and then explain. So if I was talking about this situation where, I was dealing with a difficult customer, I would first listen to the customer. You want to hear out the customer. What is their concern? What are they angry about? Then after you've listened, you want to acknowledge. You want to acknowledge their feelings so that they know that you're listening. And then after that, you want to take action. How are you going to resolve this problem? What are you going to do to actually make the moment right? And then once you resolve it, you want to thank the customer. You want to thank them for their business, let them know that their business is appreciated. And then lastly, explain what you're doing to help make sure that problem doesn't happen in the future, or to explain what you did to resolve the matter. And that way, just to further cement and explain to the customer what you did to help make their moment right. Just so that they're left feeling with this wow, this person really went above and beyond, and this is what he did for me. So what this normally looks like in an interview is something along the lines of, okay, yeah, I definitely had this customer one time come in because they were super angry about their drink being made improperly. So I went ahead and, I heard them out, and then I acknowledged their feelings. I apologized. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's definitely not the type of experience that we're trying to create here. Let me see what I can do about getting you a new drink. At that point, I then went ahead and made him that new drink as soon as I could. I dropped what I was doing and I made sure to address that concern as soon as possible. That way they knew that I was taking them serious and really, acknowledging their feelings. After I remade them their drink, I went ahead and brought it back to them, and I was like, thank you so much. I really appreciate your business. I really appreciate you coming in today. It's definitely really nice that you came in, because this is really going to help us promote better customer service in the future. Next time we'll make sure to, read the label and make sure that it's made to the correct format. And with that, I wrapped it up, and The customer was really happy that I addressed their concern right away, and they were really happy that I made them a new drink. And I could tell that I really helped make that day better for that customer. So throwing something like that in the end really like tells the interview, it's like, oh wow, like, you know, like they really know what they're talking about. They're following this format that you technically don't know of yet. At least they don't know that you know it. Use that to your advantage. Use that layout latte. So that's, again, listen, acknowledge, take action, thank the customer, and explain. So as you start to approach the end of your interview, they're going to ask you, do you have any questions for me? At this time, you want to make sure that you at least have 3 to 4 questions prepared. I usually ask the interviewer, what do you like about working at Starbucks? What do you like about this location? Is there something that sets the Starbucks, you know, different from other Starbuckses? You definitely want to stay away from asking questions about salary. You can ask about benefits if they haven't gone over it, you know, like what type of benefits does Starbucks have? Remember that during an interview, you're not the only one being interviewed, but the company itself is being interviewed. You want to show that you are valued and that you value yourself. As long as you have something prepared for the questions, that's really what's important. Just make sure that you use that time. Make sure that you ask questions at the end of your interview. One last final tip for you guys during your interview is make sure that you're playing to the aesthetic of Starbucks. So whenever you go into a Starbucks, typically the baristas are bubbly, they're friendly. Just saying that, you know, be bubbly, be friendly, try to present an outgoing personality, and make sure that you're approachable. All right, everyone, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope that you all have a really great day, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye. Okay, who wants a treat? Who wants a treat, Do you want a treat?